Today is a very auspicious day, appearance day of Srila Jagadish Pandit. Now we sang this song, Kobe Shri Chaitanya More Kori Beno Daya, Kobe Ami Paibo Vaishnava Padachaya. When will Chaitanya Mahaprabhu be merciful to me? Then I can get the shade of the lotus feet of Vaishnava. Means Chaitanya Mahaprabhu and Nityananda Prabhu, they brought these two gifts to this world. Grantha Bhagavat, means Srimad Bhagavatam book, and Bhakta Bhagavat, devotee Bhagavat. So Chaitanya Mahaprabhu came with his own associates, and they all blessed conditioned souls of this world, awakened them. So it is by the grace of Mahaprabhu that we can get the grace of shade of the lotus feet of Vaishnava. Like Dhruva, he was calling Supreme Lord. Then Supreme Lord first sent him Narad Goswami, Vaishnava. From Vaishnava we can get the service of Krishna. So today is Jagadish Pandit appearance day. In Krishna Lila, he and his brother Hiranya, they are one of the wives of Yagya Brahmins, Smarta Brahmins in Brajadham. One day, and also Chandrahas, one dancer, also entered into Jagadish. One day, Krishna told to cowherd boys, no need to take lunch with us because we will go nearby. We will quickly return back, so no need to bring. But somehow that was not happening, so cowherd boys became hungry and they requested Krishna, give us food, give us food. We are very hungry. Then Krishna said, okay, here some Brahmins, they are doing yagya and they are offering to me. So you go to them and say, Krishna Baladev came, and you request them food. Although Krishna knows everything, in Karma Kant, they also worship Ishwar, like a God, but they think he is only there to give us the fruits of our actions. They don't have pure devotion to him. It is a part of karma, Ishwar. So they went there, cowherd boys, and they requested, in the name of Krishna Balaram, we came to request you for food. Then those Brahmins became angry. Why you are disturbing here? And yes, they were offering Krishnaya Swaha, Baladevaya Swaha in Yagya, uttering the name. So cowherd boys, they were encouraged, oh very good, they're uttering the name. But their conception was not in pure devotion. So they refused to give food. Cowherd boys became, because their target is not to satisfy Krishna, it is to get something from Krishna. So the cowherd boys came back and said to Krishna, we did not get any food. We are very hungry. Krishna, give us food, give us food. Because cowherd boys are always surrendered to Krishna. So Krishna then told them, okay, then you go to the wives of the Brahmins. There you will get. Wives, they were preparing for yagya, many items. So the cowherd boys, they came and they requested in the name of Krishna Baladev, and gopis immediately said, yes, we will give. Where is he? In the forest. We will go to give him. All this we will bring. Then the husband said, no, where you are going? Because at that time in Varnashram and Dharma, wife cannot move independently, must get permission from husband. So husbands did not give permission. Still, ignoring that, they went to Krishna Baladev. And those gopis who were unable to go, they physically blocked, they gave up their body, and with the soul, they went to Krishna. Why? Because their eternal nature of the real self, causeless devotion to Krishna, was awakened. That is ahoituki apratihata. Nothing can actually interrupt or block. Not possible. So they went and they offered all good items to Krishna Baladev, and all cowherd boys they fed. Then Krishna told them, now you go back. They said, no, we are without shelter. You are our only shelter. Why you are sending us back? Already husbands told us, if you go ignoring our order, then you have no place here. You cannot come back. Then Krishna said, I know. They said this. I am in the heart of everyone. I know. Now they already changed because you did service to me. Husband gets half what wife does devotion, or husband what does devotion, wife gets half. So wife is a real wife who will serve Krishna. Yesterday I told that if one cannot rescue you from death, then he should not become a mother, father, guru, husband, wife, all this, no. Or a king, a demigod. Ambarish Maharaj did both material welfare and spiritual welfare. That is always must be there. So here the wives did the right thing. They went to serve Krishna. Husbands did mistake. So it was right for them to reject the order of husband because they were blocking their service to Krishna. That is not good. So they did it, and by that they benefited themselves and also their husbands. So now their husband's heart changed. Also when Dhruva went to forest, his father's heart changed, and also Suruchi's heart changed without Dhruva demanding. Why you are misbehaving with me? He never said, but he did his service. Then there was a reaction also. Here also there was a reaction in those husbands. When the wives came back on the order of Krishna, then husbands gave Dandavat Pranam to their wives. That you are very fortunate. You have actual devotion to Krishna. We are foolish, we did not understand. Now, by your grace, we can understand. And they were worshipping. So how was it possible? Because these wives, they were hearing Harikatha from Malini. One girl, she is picking flowers for Radha and Krishna. She saw all Leelas of Krishna Baladev, a realized soul, a personal associate. So from her, that garden and cottage was there. From her, these wives, they heard Harikatha. That Harikatha will awaken our devotion, causeless devotion. So that is why they immediately, when they heard, they immediately went. And husbands also, they were benefited by that. So our main target is satisfaction of Krishna, service of Krishna. Then he will protect, he will maintain. If we do his service actually sincerely, we should not try to please worldly people or rely on them or try to please our own senses and rely. No. Then we will be deprived of eternal welfare. So in Gaur Lila, two of them, they became Jagadish and Hiranya, brothers. They stayed first in Assam, Guwahati. Our one mat is there, Chaitanya Gauriya mat. Our Parangurudev opened there because he was preaching on the order of Prabhupada in whole Assam. Prabhupada directly ordered him. Here people are very good. They are having inclination to serve sadhus, so you should preach here. So after the disappearance of Prabhupada, our Parangurudev, following his order, would preach in whole Assam. That is why his first disciples are all from there. And Gurudev told it was like we were walking from village to village. Walking. Parangurudev, he was sometimes on bullock cart, sometimes walking also. And he said they were not rich people, but a very frank heart, sincere heart, and they were always ready to serve sadhus. And they gave us straw mat to sit asana, and we took prasad outside from banana leaves, and very simple everything was. Then Gurudev said, now if I remember, he said those were the best times. They were poor and we were walking everything, but they were the best times, those, when preaching in Assam. He said these big cities and this is not same as that. So Guwahati, there was one chief minister also, Gopinath Bardalai. He invited our Parangurudev to his house to stay there. Parangurudev said, I will not stay in your house. Only if you promise, if you agree that every day you will listen Harikatha, then I can, 1 hour, then I can stay in your house, otherwise I will not stay. Then he said, yes, okay, I will hear Harikatha. So in the morning from 8 to 9, every day, he sat there. 1 month Harikatha in his house in the morning. Raya Ramananda Sambad, Gurudev told. We were hearing, Gurudev was explaining in great detail, with all scriptural evidences and everything. In the night also they had program, but the chief minister, big person, he was hearing in the morning time because he promised. So after 1 month he said, I will give up all this politics, I will join Chaitanya Gauriya Mat, I will serve there. He decided. Then his other from the party, they said, no, if you will go, then our Congress, all this will be finished. So you should go after some time. First, let us manage these things. So he could not immediately come due to entanglement. Then he died before he could go. So that is why we should not delay. We should not delay our bhajan. Bhajan, this human life is meant for bhajan only. But he was fully attracted by Parangurudev. He also said that you are speaking similar to Mahatma Gandhi. He is first speaking some lecture, and then at the end he is encouraging everyone to chant Ram Nam. You are also Hare Krishna. Then Parangurudev, he said, if you don't mind, if you will not become angry with me, then I want to say something to you. Then he said, yes, you say whatever you like, I have faith in you. Then Parangurudev said, actually we are just the opposite. As Mahatma Gandhi. Because when I was in his movement as a young boy, I used to read his lectures in English, that magazine. So in one, he said, I am even ready to sacrifice Ram. Dhun means the chanting of Ram's name for the sake of my country. Then Parangule said, we are just the opposite. We are ready to sacrifice our country or whole world or whole universe, everything. We are ready to sacrifice for Ram. We are just the opposite. Absolute is by himself and for himself. Everything is his and meant for him. Then that will be pure name. That is not pure name. That is apparat to try to use name for some political purpose like this. So this he said, I will join Chaitanya Gauri Math, but could not because he delayed. So we should not delay. Immediately we have to start. So there Jagadish Pandit appeared, Pragjotishpur. There Kamakya Devi is in charge of Guwahati. She is mentioned in Brihad Bhagavatamrita of Sanatana Goswami to give Krishna mantra to that Brahmin. He wanted wealth, but Kamakya Devi gave him Krishna mantra in dream. That took him ultimately to Vrindavan, to Gopakumar, and from him he learned everything. That Kamakya Devi. She's one of the 51 original Kali. When Vishnu cut the body of Sati, wife of Shiva, into 51 pieces to remove the separation, grief, and attachment of Shiva, his playing pastime, they fell down to the earth, and from those parts the deity is made. Near our Calcutta mat, Kali Ghat is there, from the foot finger of Kali. This one, Kamakya, is female organ of Kali. That is why all persons, they go there to pray to get a child. When parents of our Gurudev, they only got female children. So they were praying to Kamakya to give one son. Then our Gurudev came. Then they gave him name Kamakya Charan, the feet of Kamakya. Kamakya Charan saint, not ordinary person associate of Krishna, appearing in this world. From childhood he was not ordinary. He would meditate 3 days, no eating, no sleeping, nothing. And they could not find. Then they found him there in Shiva temple, worshipping. So, and he refused to eat fish. They were eating from that river, but Gurudev refused to take. Although family, the father was taking, but he did not take. So then, after the death of his parents, Jagadish and Hiranya, they came, and wife Dukini of Jagadish, they came to Navadip, and they stayed near Jagannath Mishra and Sachi Mata's house. So when Mahaprabhu was born, Lila, he appeared, then they would teach Jagannath Mishra and Sachimata how to raise the child, and they would assist and everything with Vatsalya Bhav. So Mahaprabhu one day, he used to stop whenever they would do kirtan. Mahaprabhu used to stop, but on that, stop crying, but on that day he did not. Then Jagannath asked, what we have to give you? Then Nimai said, Jagadish is offering big offering today. It is Ekadashi, big offering to his Vishnu deity, his offering. I want to take that. Then Jagannath Mishra was surprised how he knows that today is Ekadashi and how he knows that Jagadish is offering. Let me see. He went there and he saw really he is offering big, many items. Why? Because Krishna on Ekadashi is more hungry. He's playing the pastime of human being. So on Ekadashi day, senses are more strong due to moon position. So that is why we have to fast to calm down the senses, but we have to serve Krishna more. He wants to enjoy more, so we have to serve more. That is why more beneficial. You can offer to Krishna everything on Ekadashi, rice, dal, chapati, sabji, everything. We should not take, but he will take. So Jagannath Mishra said, my son, he told me he wants that. Then Jagadish immediately understood, yes, it is Gopal, Krishna working through him. Although he was himself, Gopala Krishna, otherwise it is not possible how he can know. So yes, you give him everything. Then Nimai ate and he stopped crying. Because Jagannath Mishra said, how on Ekadashi can eat rice? Then he said, no, Gopal is wanting that through him. You give immediately. So in this way, they got the service of Nimai, Dukini mother and Jagadish. Then when Mahaprabhu started Kirtan, he was doing Kirtan with all the devotees. Then Mahaprabhu told him, you should go to Jagannath Puri and take darshan of Jagannath, and also you preach Nama Sankirtan. He went, he took darshan of Jagannath walking. And when he was thinking to return, he was not able, feeling too much separation from Jagannath. Gurudev said, many people, they come daily to take darshan of Jagannath, but who is feeling such separation and grief from Jagannath that they cannot live? Only one who got the grace of Jagannath. And here, because Jagadish is not ordinary person, the gopis, they are seeing Krishna directly. So he was crying, and how I can go back to Mayapur? Then Jagannath appeared to him and said, why you are crying? You take me with you. Then Jagadish, how I can take you? You are here. He said, no, I have other forms also, those which were changed at that Navakalevar ceremony. So that you take. I will inform the king also. So Jagannath appeared to king and said, my devotee Jagadish will take one form, my form, you give him. Then king gave to Jagadish. Then Jagadish said, how I will carry you, you are very heavy. Then Jagannath said, no problem, I will become very light. You can carry me on a stick with one cloth, you tie me, new cloth, and you tie me, and on the stick, on the shoulder, you carry me. Jagannath is omnipotent. That is not wood. He is Jagannath himself. So he can do this. So he was carrying, and with some Brahmins. Then and he said, you should not put me down anywhere. If you put me down, then I will stay there. Then when they came to Chagda, then seeing Ganga, Jagadish wanted to take bath. And he put Jagannath on the shoulder of that Brahmin, and he was holding, no problem. But when Jagadish was in Ganga taking bath, that time suddenly Jagannath became very heavy. And that Brahmin could not hold him. And he called Jagadish, I cannot hold him, he's very heavy. No, you hold him, I'm coming. But before he could come, Jagannath was already on the ground. That Brahmin could not hold him. How if Supreme Lord wills something, who can stop? So he was there under a tree. Then Jagadish understood he wants to remain here. He became light by his will. He became heavy by his will. So it is his will. So he was worshipping him there, accepting his will and worshipping him under a tree. But you will find the opposite in Ravan. He is in Lanka, Sri Lanka, king, but demon. So demigods all the time, they were fighting. So he thought the Shiva is chief of the demigods. If I get his favor, if I can bring him to Lanka, then I will have no problem from demigods. They will not attack. And also Shiva is very easily pleased, Ashutosh. Very small worship, he's easily pleased. So he went to Kailash and he was praying to Shiva like pure devotee externally. Oh Shiva, I am completely surrendered to you. I want your service. I want to bring you to Sri Lanka. There I will serve you. He had some other purpose in mind, but externally saying, I only want your service, like pure devotee. Then Shiva said, okay, you take my Shiva Linga, that is I am Shiva Linga, you take me to Sri Lanka, but don't put me on the ground, otherwise I will not go further. Then Rama said, yes, I will not put you down, directly I will go. So he was carrying that Shiva Linga, and demigods they saw, if he will bring Shiva there, then there will be difficulty. So Indra, he ordered Varun Dev, the god of water, to enter into Ravan so that he will feel the need of urination. So he felt Ravan and he gave to someone to hold Shiva, and he went to pass urine, but it would not stop because Varun Dev was there and all the time coming. Then that Brahmin, he said, I cannot hold him anymore. It's very long time. You come back. But he could not come back because it is not stopping. So then he put him down, that Brahmin, and then demigods saw, okay, then now no problem. Then Varuna left and Ravan also came back. And again, like a Shuddha Bhakta, said, oh Shiva, I want your service. Only I want your service. Nothing else. Only your service. So you please come to Sri Lanka. And he tried to carry, but Shiva was there, standing, not moving. Then he prayed many times and like this. But ultimately when Shiva did not go, then his real nature came out and he boxed that Shiva. So some hole is there in that Shiva. In Vaidyanath you will find that Shiva Linga is having some hole because Ravan boxed. Because if we worship with some self-interest, then this will happen. Pure devotee really serves for the sake of Krishna, not for any purpose. But if we, for some purpose, then when that is not fulfilled, then we will kick or box. Even we can kill our guru also, as Indra did. It is possible in Shastra. Due to this self-interest is very dangerous. If someone has no control, he can do anything. But outwardly he was like a pure devotee, but he was not pure devotee. Krishna knows, Shiva knows all, so that Shiva is there still by the night. But Jagadish, he understood it is the will of Jagannath. So I will stay here. I will not go to Mayapur. I will stay here. I will worship here. Then, because devotee submits to the will of Krishna, not goes against. And that is for our eternal welfare. Then king, he heard the Jagannath deity came. And as a king, he is responsible to take care. So he thought Jagadish is putting him here. Maybe he wants some land from me. That is why he wants to exploit. He knows that I am responsible to take care of the deity. So he will claim something. So he told him, you cannot stay here. You go to your home. Then Jagadish said, I wanted to go to Mayapur, but he wanted to stay here. I cannot move him. It is his desire. Then king thought, okay, then I can move him. Jagadish said, yes, if you can move, then, because king did not believe at first. King was also devotee, but did not believe at first. Then he engaged elephants and other strong men to take that deity, but they could not move anything. Because no one can move Jagannath, his Supreme Lord. Asamordva, no one is equal or superior to him. Gurudev said, if we think we can get Ananda, complete bliss, Supreme Lord, by our own effort, without submitting to his will, if we think like that, then we are committing a Himalayan blunder. Himalayan means very big. Himalaya is biggest in the world. Mountains, biggest. Something very big. So, big mistake we are committing. Biggest mistake, Himalayan blunder. If we think that Ananda is subservient to us, we can get by our own effort. Not possible. Only through submission we can get. Bliss we cannot be happy by our own effort. Only by submitting to his will, by his service we can get. So then king understood, okay, yes, it is Jagannath's desire to stay here, so he made that temple. King of Krishnanagar made that temple, house, everything, and when temple was there, then Gaur Nityananda, while they were preaching, they came there also to Jagadish's house, and they stayed, and there was a Harikatha and Kirtan and Prasad festival. For one time, and the next time also they came, and when they wanted to go, then Dukhini Mata, wife of Jagadish, was crying out of separation, no, you stay here, don't go. Then Mahaprabhu said, okay, I'm giving you myself in the form of Diti, Gaur Gopal, Diti. Nam Vigraha Sarup Tin Ekrup Tin Bednahi, Tin Chidananda Rup. Chaitanya Charitamrita. There is no difference between name, Diti, and Supreme Lord himself. All are same. No difference. All are Chidanandamaya. They are transcendental and full of bliss. Nam Vigraha Sarup Tin Ekrup. They are one, non-different. Tine Bed Nahi, no difference. Tin Chidananda. So Mahaprabhu said, I am here in the form of Diti Gaur Gopal. Chaitanya Mahaprabhu in the form of a small baby, because she's having Vatsalya Bhav. So then also Radha Ballabh, the they were there, worshipped, and they had one son. And one day, yes, Dukini Mata was cooking milk, and she was not there. Then milk was overflowing. Then Gopal came, and he wanted to stir that milk to put it down to calm, but he got burnt little, so that is still seen in his hand. He wanted to serve his devotee. Diti can talk, Diti can walk, Diti can do everything. Shakshi Gopal, he went to South India walking. Diti is not wood, stone, these things. Diti is Krishna himself, appearing in such a form. And they had one son. From him, the family lineage started, and many people, they gave donation of land and so many things, and they were worshipping Jagannath. And later on, those family members, they sold all the property to keep up the service, but ultimately that one last descendant was unable to have any son, and also he was unable to maintain that seva, daily seva, and also to hold festivals and to repair the building like this. It was by the desire of Krishna. Everything is by his desire. He can give, he can take. Because it was his desire that Vishwanath, he came to our Parangurudev and said, I want to give you the service of Jagannath. I am unable to continue. Then Parangurudev said, your descendant, it is your duty to serve. I can give you money every month. You go on serving. They said, no. Also, I have no son. If I die suddenly, then what will happen? So, I want to give to you service. Only you have to promise you will do Dol Yatra festival, Jagadish Pandit disappearance festival, and Snan Yatra festival. Appearance day of Jagannath, Snan Yatra. But there is no Ratha Yatra because Jagannath is already in Vrindavan. If you go to Chagda, that is a village like. It is not big temple. Temple is also like a house, very simple, Vrindavan mood. And there we have garden there, lau and other vegetables, and bell tree is there, bell, wooden apple. That is very dear to Shiva. So he told. Then Parangurudev was thinking, and he went to consult with Srila Sridhar Maharaj, and he said, yes, you have to take, because you have no any other ancient deity service, and now he himself is offering to you. So you should take. Then Parangurudev took and immediately made all repair to the house, and he made electricity, and he made one guest house, and he made a big festival for Snan Yatra. Thousands of people, they got prasad, and everything nicely he arranged for the service of Jagannath. And another one he got in Agartala. That is why Srila Bhakti Pramod Puri Maharaj said, you are a recipient of grace of Jagannath. Jagannathir Kripa Patra. Because they are themselves, Jagannath is 2 times he's offering his service to you, himself. So you are very fortunate. And Parangurudev made that festival and everything, so that is going on, and you will find that stick of Jagadish is there. and Radha Ballabh, Radha Krishna, and Gaur Gopal and Jagannath from Puri directly. That we can get darshan, even we Westerners, not born Hindu. In Jagannath Puri, we cannot enter there, but here you can get direct from close, you can get darshan of same Jagannath. So if someone is discouraged, disheartened that in Puri I cannot get, he can go from Kolkata towards Mayapur, only 2 hours with car. Halfway to Mayapur, Chagda, Jashra, that you can get darshan of Jagannath and his prasad and grace, everything. And in this place, before, Pradyumna, son of Krishna, killed one demon. That is why that is holy place. And Pradyumna is not different from Krishna. Vasudev, Shankarshan, Pradyumna, Aniruddha, they are all same, Supreme Lord, doing different pastimes in different form. And Bhagirath king, when he was bringing down Ganga, he also went through that place, and there his wheel of a chariot stuck inside. That is why Chakra Daha. Then after repairing, then he went further. So it is a holy place. And Siddha Bhagavan Das Babaji Maharaj, perfected soul, pure devotee from Kalna. He did bhajan there for some time in that Jagannath temple. His bhajan kutir is there. Bhagavan Das Babaji Maharaj was having such a realization of Harinam that he used to worship Harinam in a written form. Mahamantra, he did arati to Mahamantra in a written form, letters. And he offered bhoga to Mahamantra, everything, because he saw it is not different from Radha Krishna. Pure devotee, Bhagavan Das Babaji Maharaj. So here, Jagadish appearance day is today. I am bowing down to him and praying his causeless mercy, and also Dukhini Mata, his wife. They are both pure devotees. And his brother Hiranya also. They are all personal associates of Mahaprabhu. So by Mahaprabhu's grace we can get the association and grace of his devotees, and by their grace we can get the service of Mahaprabhu and Radha Krishna. So I am praying his causeless mercy. We are hearing Srimad Bhagavatam. Bhishma is lying on the bed of arrows in Kurukshetra. And Yudhishthir Maharaj is very sad. So many people were killed because of me. What is my destination? So Krishna told him, you have to hear from Bhishma. They all went there, and Bhishma told him, O best among the descendants of Bharata, means Yudhishthir, I maintain therefore that all this is within the plan of the Lord, because you had to suffer so much because of Duryodhana and all. So I know this is within the plan of the Lord. Accepting the inconceivable plan of the Lord, you must follow it. You are now the appointed administrative head, and my Lord, you should now take care of those subjects who are now rendered helpless. Before I forgot to tell, some days back I told in brief, but yesterday again I read from Canto Upanishad, One time, demigods, they defeated demons. Why? Because Supreme Lord entered into them and they were very powerful. But after they defeated, they thought it is our victory. And they were very proud. So in order to remove that pride, Supreme Lord came there as a yaksha in the form of, he can appear in any form he likes. He appeared there as yaksha, and Indra told to Agnidev, you go and find out who is that yaksha. Okay. So he came to yaksha, and yaksha asked, who are you? I'm Agnidev, god of fire. You have any power? Yes. I can burn whole world. Everything I can burn. Whole world I can burn. Okay, then burn this blade of grass. He put there. Agni tried with all his might but could not burn. Then he was astonished. Then he came back to Indra and said, I don't know who is that yaksha. Then Indra sent Vayu, wind god. Then yaksha asked him, who are you? I'm Vayu. You have any power? Yes, I can blow everything. Whole world I can blow away. Okay, then you blow away this blade of grass, one dry blade of grass, dry. So he could not burn, and he also tried to blow but could not. Then he came back to Indra. He said, I don't know who is this yaksha. Then Indra came, and when Indra came there, suddenly that yaksha disappeared. Suddenly. And one lady was in the sky. Just after the disappearance of yaksha, that lady appeared. Means Supreme Lord put her there, and she was Uma Devi, wife of Shiva, Durga, or Parvati. They are same person doing different lila. So Uma, we are singing that song, Radha Bhajane Jodi Mote, Uma Ramya Satya Sachi, Chandra Rukmini, Radha Avatar Sove, Amnaya Bani. They are all expansions of Radharani. Uma. So Indra asked, who is that yaksha? Then Uma, devotee, pure devotee, she will reveal. She said, he is Brahman, the Supreme Lord. Then they understood, oh, we are having false pride. We thought we have strength, but we have no strength. So this false ego is there. So like that, when Jagadish understood Jagannath wants to stay here, then I am accepting. But Ravan did not accept. When Shiva stood there, he tried to move, but how he can move? No one has any independent power. Or that king tried to move by elephants and cannot move. Like here, God of fire could not burn one small dry blade of grass, and Pavan Dev Vayu could not blow. Why? Because everything depends on the will of Supreme Lord Shri Krishna. He can give power, he can take. He gave power to Arjuna, and he took when at the end those gopis, they were arrested there, I think by Gandharvas or something happened. Then that time Arjuna could not lift his bow even. If Krishna withdraws, robbers they took gopis, but Gurudev told those robbers were Krishna. Because now he will do the disappearance pastime. So how one can do anything? We are totally dependent on Him. So we should not have false pride. If there is false pride, then we will have to get the lesson, and we cannot have any devotion to Krishna. That is why we have to be free from all false egos and understand we are of Krishna, we depend on Him. Then we can actually do devotion to Him, otherwise not. So the definition of bhakti is this: you have to give up all your false egos. So here Bhishma is telling it is the plan of Supreme Lord. It is His will. So you must follow it. It is your duty. You have to take care now of those who are helpless. Then further, maybe tomorrow, if there will be time, because tomorrow is Srila Shanta Gosai Maharaja's disappearance, we can hear further, maybe, or otherwise later.